What if we could build a digital FPV video transmitter that runs just like OpenIPC, but at a fraction of the cost? Today we are building a cheap, raw RF digital transmitter and ground station using an ESP32. We are bypassing standard Wi-Fi network handshake entirely, turning a cheap microchip into a raw broadcasting radio. Just like OpenIPC, broadcasting raw radio packets directly into the air. I wanted to show you flight footage of this new version today, but during early testing, I crashed my drone. But I do have the footage of the previous version of the code where it didn't had error correction, which is necessary for long range. If you heard of OpenIPC, you know they work by putting Wi-Fi cards into monitor mode to inject raw radio frames. This gives you digital video without standard Wi-Fi handshake or connection lag. But OpenIPC require Linux IP camera, specialized Wi-Fi dongles, and a lot of configuration. We are doing the exact same thing, but directly on a single ESP32 chip. For the receiver, we have an ESP32 S3 connected to our computer or your phone using USB. It streams the reassembled video frames at maximum speed. We view the feed on web UI, but since we are dealing with raw RF broadcast, we can do something incredible. Antenna diversity. Because the VTX is just broadcasting, you can plug in as many ESP32 S3 receivers as you want. This is the AI Thinker version of the ESP32 cam. And I have this one. This is the free Nova version of the ESP32 S3 cam. The main thing is the camera itself. It has OV5 camera, it has OV3 camera. OV2 camera can achieve higher FPS, but the OV3 and OV5 camera here can achieve a better result on higher resolution. So if you just want FPS, you go with OV2 camera. If you want better quality image, you go with the OV3 or OV5. OV5 is the better option here, but you can get a lot of OV3 cameras right now, so go with that. Now I'm going to use the AI Thingo version here right now. I have this hub here, a lot of my USBs connected here. Now connect the camera itself, then go to your receiver. I have the ESP32 S3 as the receiver. I connect the USB to the USB line, connect to it, and in the port you will see a add port, and you will see this one. This is the ESP32. This is the ESP32 S3. Connect to it and you get the stream. Now you can change the parameters here, QVGA, VGA, and set it. Okay, you see it's changing. I decrease the quality here. Now go to QVGA. Now you get like this. Increase the quality till I get a better result. Now increasing the clock can give you the better FPS. So if you are going to use the OV2 camera, go with 28. That will give you around 90 to 100 FPS. But on OV3 cameras, you will never get that much. Now, as you can see, going too much will keep your, the signal will cut off. We can't handle that much. So get 21. So stream is back. Oh, you can go to SVGA 26. So you get the SVGA around 31 FPS. Now, the best thing I told you about is the antenna diversity. You can connect multiple ESP receivers. So let me take it out. Let me take out my another ESP32. So this one is the second ESP32 S3. We have already connected one here. but we're going to connect another one to the ESP32 S3 to the USB again. So I get connected. To add another receiver, click the port and you will see the same USB here. Connect to it, and now you have two receivers. So there we have it. Transmitting using two ESP32. If one of the ESP32 is not able to get the data, the other one is going to get the package. This is the advantage of having two receivers, but as I said, you can use multiple receivers in here. So let me take another ESP32. This one does not have an external antenna, it has the PCB antenna right here. I connected the next receiver and connected to the USB side. I have already paired to this one, so you can see here there is 3 paired here. Now you can do is you can click auto connect, and there is the receiver 1, this is the receiver 2. If you go down, you see the receiver 3 here. So in here we are getting 4 FPS, so we each taking each FPS here, so 16, 16 and 8 FPS from here. Now if you're seeing this type of flickering, I don't know what's the problem here. Because of the FEC we are using here that required a bit more processing power. Now we use the ESP32 S3 camera here. You remove that. Also the ESP32 cam will get hot pretty fast. I flashed the wrong foam on a different ESP. I told you you have to set these parameters before uploading your receiver code, so I forgot to do that, so that's why we are having some problem here. Now if you connect the receiver here, if you connect the ESP cam, and you can see this is also running same OV3 camera. We used the same camera on the AI Thinker version of ESP32, and you can see the difference. Go to XGA, apply, get the video stream, but 26 FPS pretty low there. And we are using 3 ESP32 as receiver for a video stream. Does have some delays, obviously it's going to have some delay. You can see here the FPS, real FPS doing here is 28 FPS on a single ESP. I think that is the one that does almost all the work here. At quality 10, and you get around 27 FPS at clock 20, but you can increase the clock. Let me check. Increasing the clock to 22, what will happen? So this will happen if you increase the clock too much. You have to get the sweet spot, probably at around 19 or 18 you get the sweet spot. Now let's use the OV5 camera. This is the OV5 camera. You can already see a massive difference in quality here. It's much better than the OV3 camera, and you can see the quality is very good, but the FPS is pretty low. Now we can increase it. You get around 30 FPS, so we can go with around 35 clock here. So wait for a second, and my bad, this wasn't. So there we have it. CIF. We are using 4 megabytes here in total. Let me use the video again. Try it out. Respectable quality. Get around, I think it's stuck at 27, same FPS probably. So I set 30 there. Then I can go to SVGA. Set that. So the major advantage I told you was having multiple receiver. We are going to remove one of the receiver here. If you remove it, the stream is still stable. We have two more receiver here. The receiver 1 and receiver 2. So if I remove one more receiver, so it's harder to remove that one. I remove this one. If I remove that one too, and you can see the stream is going pretty well. If you want to try it yourself, installation is incredibly simple. Just head over to my GitHub repository, linked in description below. Go to the releases section and download the v0.1 version. Inside the zip file, you will find VRX ESP32. This is for the ESP32 S3. This is the receiver, and upload this code using Arduino IDE. The VTX ESP32 cam is for your video transmitter. You have three choices of ESP32 to install this code on. First one is the FreeNova ESP32 S3. Second one is Xiao ESP32 S3. And the last one is AI Thinker version of ESP32. Because I'm going to use the FreeNova ESP32 S3, I uncomment this section. Now the next thing is you have to do this for both receiver code and the video transmitter code. Depending upon your ESP32, you have to set your flash size to your correct value. Because I'm having N16, I set the 16 megabyte. Then you have to enable this. Then you have to select huge app. Finally, you have to turn on the PS RAM. Set the PS RAM as OPI PS RAM. Now you can flash your firmware to your ESP32. Then you can open the viewer in browser and watch the stream. Consider to subscribe and give a like. I'll see you in the next video.